Guys, we're back again. We're back again with another video. Y'all been asking for some cap tests. I hear you guys, so I'm here to provide you guys with the cap test that you so desire. Now, what we're gonna start today this week is with a cap test of all our basic German outline style caps. Not the level caps, not the German outline 2s and all that business. We're just gonna deal with the basic German outline, the original, plus the German outline universal, and the new guy on the roster, German outline skinny, I think they call it. I'm not quite sure. It gets very confusing sometimes, but it looks just like the original German outline caps. It looks like a clone, but the stem's a little bit smaller, and the little arrow is shaped a little bit differently. Will it spray different? I don't know, I haven't tried it yet. You get to try it first with me today. So we're gonna go ahead and see how they work. I think we'll have a lot of fun. We'll also paint a character too, because we gotta do something more than just squiggly lines, right? We gotta mix it up. We gotta mix it up. A couple things I want to touch on. Thank you very much for all the support that you gave me last week. I really appreciate that, guys. I went through the comments and you guys are really awesome, man. I think we've really built like a really great community together, and I hope that we can continue to build it up much more. Y'all are real people, man. You're real people with real feels and real opinions. It's pretty awesome, man. So yo, just remember, you're awesome, you're radical, and thank you very much for the support. Oh, and one other thing too. I want to say thank you to my buddy at Sekt on Instagram for sending me this fantastic t-shirt. Also, with some great artwork to grace the walls with. Great guy. So make sure you follow him. That's at Sekt on Instagram, at Sekt. I'll go ahead and put something on the screen, maybe right here somewhere. Yeah, that'll work. I guess that's it. So I'll go ahead and get set up over here. We'll get a nice close-up of the caps, and you guys can see what they're all about. See you guys in a second. One more thing I want to talk about. Next week we're doing a black book video. We're going to be doing a WXYZ black book video. Just like the old school days, we'll have it all set up. But I want you guys to participate in the video. So here's what I want you to do. Do a WXYZ piece, WXYZ. Be sure to post it on Instagram and use the hashtag WXYZRanger, WXYZRanger. You could also email them to me at dan@artprimo.com, dan@artprimo.com. This video will be launching next Friday, so keep looking out for that, and you'll be featured. I'm gonna put everyone up. I'm not judging styles. I don't care, man. Do your thing, do your art. Use spray paint, use whatever you want, man. You be you. I just want to showcase you guys. And make sure you post it by next Wednesday to get in the video. You guys got that? But yeah, so I'll put you in the video. I'll do a montage at the end so you can see everyone's work. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a community effort. That way we can show everyone's style and what everyone's got going on. Anyways, let me get a lunch really quick and and then we'll move on with the video. All right, here are the three caps lined up. Starting from the left, we have the original German outline, we have the German outline universal, and right here we have the skinny Montana outline cap. That's the new one. Couple observations. Right off the bat, you can see they are a little bit different. If you look at the arrow on top of this one and the arrow on top of that one, they are slightly different right there. So you will be able to identify them by that. Obviously the universal is yellow, so you'll be able to differentiate it that way as well too. Another thing to notice too is if you flip it over, this might be difficult to discern in the video, but the Montana cap, the Montana outline skinny, has a much more narrower stem than what's on the original German outline, which was designed for the older style valves that we used back in the 80s and 90s and whatnot. Still works with the adapters though. So this is going to be more universal like this cap, and that's where I'm very curious, because I'm wondering if this is just a rebadged universal, but I don't think it is, because well, they do have the same logo on top, actually, now that I'm looking at them. I guess we shall see in the testing, won't we? So this might be a rebadged universal. Hard to say because the manufacturers don't share a lot of information with us. So you will find that some caps are the same caps, just rebadged. For example, the black dot is the same cap as the Molotov Super Skinny. Just a little tidbit right there for you. So let's go ahead and take these outside and do a couple quick spray tests, and then we can see what they're all about. All right, sick. For fitting for the caps, I'm gonna be using a can of flame orange high output paint. While not all European cans have the exact same valve, the compatibility and fitting will match throughout most of the brands. So if this fits on this can, you can rest assured it's gonna fit on a Montana Gold, it's gonna fit on a Molotov Premium, it's gonna fit on a Montana 94 or other popular European brands. And that's pretty much the case for almost all of the new paints. They all feature the new narrower valve that doesn't work with the original German outline. And that's what we're talking about today. Because the original German outline does not fit a lot of these paints, although you can use it with adapters, you can use it on old school paint and the old hardcore cans, pre-change cans. So we're gonna go ahead and use this can real quick. Just make sure that your cap is properly seated. Just give it a little bit of a twisty-roo. Try not to spray yourself with it. And let's go ahead and get cracking with the German Outline Universal first. All right, first I'm gonna spray a dot from about 2 inches away. Beautiful, nice and hard. Okay, I'm gonna spray a dot from about 6 inches away. Very soft, very airy. Now keep in mind, when you're actually spraying with it, it's gonna be a little bit different. So let me do a really close line here. See how much sharper it is? And now about 6 inches away. Flary, but still quite sharp. That got cut off a little bit. You can still see it though, so no worries, guys. Now this is the German Outline Universal. Like I said, you can use it on a lot of different paints. When it first came out, this was the one cap that you could use on old school Rust-Oleum and on the fancy Euro stuff. It's still a very popular cap. It's very attractive with its yellow and black design, I gotta say. But it's a hard line, it's very clean, as you can see. Let me... Whew. Too much coffee. It's a very clean line, but you can definitely do some very nice chops with this cap. I've talked to a lot of people over the years, and this is still one of the most popular caps out there, so don't sleep on it. Excellent cap. So let's move on to the next one. All right, up next is the original German outline, and like I said, it will not seat on modern European cans. Try as you might, it'll spray a little bit. Well, watch what happens when you put it in. Ah, stop it, stop it. Ah, you're killing me, Smalls. Okay, see, this is why you don't want to put one of these on a Euro can. It will lock in the open position and it won't go back up. Stem is just way too big. So we'll go ahead and set this aside. We cannot test it on a European can. It will not fit. But I have some Rusto and an adapter, so we'll get to play with it then. All right, up next is the Montana Outline Skinny. Like I said, I was wondering if this is a rebadged Universal. I guess we'll find out in just 1 second. Let's see what it's all about. All right, again from about 2 inches away. And again from about 6 inches away. Not seeing a whole lot of difference here. Seems, well, I would say it's a little bit bigger than the Universal, just ever so slightly. But it's still very, very fine cap. Very, very fine. Yeah, I would say slightly softer and slightly larger than the Universal by maybe like 1/8 of an inch bigger. But you'll notice it is quite a bit softer in the feel, quite a bit softer. All right, up next is the classic German Outline 1 cap. The original German Outline, the one that we all lusted over when we were young because you could never find them anywhere, but now they're plentiful and the American manufacturers went and changed their valves like the vicious little monsters that they are. Have I mentioned that this is a defect? I think I've mentioned that before. We'll talk about that later. So they went ahead and changed to male valves, which is, you know, kind of annoying, but because graffiti writers are enterprising young men, our buddy Sekt invented the Sekt adapter, and that allows you to use a male can with a male cap. Now it is a little cumbersome, but you get used to it. Go ahead and make sure it's seated on there properly, and you should be able to get a really nice spray with it. Now I don't particularly like the adapters with fat caps. I don't like the way that it makes the flare. Okay, let's start with the 2-incher, and now let's do the 6-incher. Yep, and just as expected, the original German Outline does that weird out of shape line. The wonderful cap, especially in the Rust-Oleum. Woo, a lot of overspray. That's just American style, guys. That's just American style. That's how we do it. But very clean, despite the overspray, very clean cap. Very nice to use. If you're doing outlines and whatnot with the Rust-Oleum paint, look no further, guys. This is a great cap. This and the New York Outline work wonderful on these cans, although I think this is a lot more comfortable, especially since you gotta really like reach up high to grab the cap, you know, because you're missing half the can. It should be down here. Nevertheless, great option. So this is wonderful on this. let's find an old school can. It doesn't get much more old school than this. It also has the old school valve. That means the German outline one will fit on it perfectly, and you get a much more accurate representation of what this cap works, how this cap worked back in the day. So let's go ahead and hold this here. We'll do a 2-inch. And now we're gonna do a 6-inch. Not too shabby. Let me redo that spray. It was about right there, right? Do it right here. There we go, much better. Also, I got a can of this stuff called Rust Kill. It's actually pretty decent. Mobile paints, again, probably about as rare as hen's teeth. These guys need my help marketing, I think. But let's go ahead and give it a quick shot here, and you can see what the German outline cap looks like. Beautiful. Oh, this color is wonderful. Safety green is what it looks like. Oh man, I love this can. Oh, this is killer. It's like old school Rusto. Oh, heaven on earth, heaven on, oh, I could paint with this all day long, baby. All right, now keep in mind there are some variances in the spray because the way that the valves are and the pressure of each can, the formulation, so they're not always gonna spray exactly the same. But man, that Rust Kill with that cap is a gorgeous. These are the type of lines that I remember back in the day with the German Outline 1 and American paints. Oh, that is beautiful. It's like old Krylon mixed with Rusto. It's a little bit different than both of them, but it's got its own feel. It's still American as apple pie. It's beautiful. Bring back the old valve, Rusto. All right, enough with the squiggly lines, Green Ranger. Why don't you paint a character or something? Yeah, why don't I? Young homie asked me to paint Casper, so that's what we're gonna do right now. The nice black background, we'll give him a little hip hop flavor, I guess. Do some like funky arrows and stuff, I don't know. But anyways, first start with a big circle. You got a big circle to start with, right? And then add a little bit of a whoop, like that. You following me? You following me? Go like that. You guys see what I'm doing here? You picking up what I'm laying down, baby? You picking it up? I got you ready? You ready? Whoop. Don't have a lot of room, so he's gonna have to go up like that. That's just the only way it's gonna work on this one. Do the little arm coming over here. Do another little arm coming over here. Nice. Let me get my respirator so I can fill this in really quick. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Montana German Outline Skinny, or German Outline Thin, or whatever Montana calls it these days. I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to go ahead and put on my respirator while I do the fill, because that's when you're going to be really exposed to the most of the ghost. I am your father. All right, sick. So I used the Montana German Outline Skinny to do my fill. While it took a little bit longer than the fat cap, you did get a very nice clean line, even coverage, and very, very consistent filling on the flame orange high output. I would definitely use that for an all-around cap if I had limited choice. Obviously, I like the filling quickly, so I probably would be using a fat cap more often than not. Nevertheless, a good all-around cap. If you're piecing, highly recommend it. Now, let's wait for this airplane to go by. All right, sick. So I got a German Outline Universal on this can. So we're gonna go ahead and start doing our eyes, nose, other facial features of Casper. Couldn't remember his name for a second there. Make sure the cap is seated on there properly. Do a little bun for the nose. It's a very simple nose, just a little bun like that and a little line right there. Now this Casper is gonna be kind of a mischievous Casper. So we're gonna give him some mischievous eyes. He's getting into trouble. Something like that. Oh, almost forgot the little tongue. Let's put that little tongue in there, guys. All right, we gotta use this adapter in the original German Outline in this somehow. So we're gonna go ahead and draw a little hat on him with some Rusto. Oh, how could I forget? Isn't that what we're all here for? All right, sick. So I think he's done. Get a little Casper with the little flame can and a little backwards baseball hat because, you know, he's a mischievous little guy. But a couple notes. I use the flame orange, the the FO900 strictly concept white, the FO904 black, and I used the FO304. Now for the blue, I use Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Satin Oasis Blue. It's a wonderful shade with excellent coverage. Like all Rust-Oleum products, you kind of have to wait for it to sit before you put the other stuff over it. That's my biggest beef with the Rusto. I know it's kind of a feature of the paint. You know, it's a very slow drying, durable, high quality product. The valve drives me freaking nuts. I know you can work around it, and we're using it in the videos, but good grief. So let's go back to the outro. Get this video uploaded so we can move on to the next video. Well, that was a lot of fun. Got to do a quick little cap test, got to paint a little character. Couple thoughts though. It gets really confusing with all these caps, especially since the manufacturers don't talk to us about what the specs are. And then they go and make a cap that looks just like an old school cap. That's not really the old school cap, but it's similar enough, I guess, but just molded in a different color, guys. It's not the same exact cap. It doesn't have the same compatibility as the old one. You know, the new German outline cap, or I guess it's not that new. Montana Gold's had it out for a while, but it's new to us. It does seem to have a little bit of a softer spray than the Universal. So I will say that. I don't think it's a sample variation. The more that I've played with a few different types, come to the conclusion that I think it is a little bit of a softer, slightly wider cap. Now that was both using it on the Flame Orange. It might work different on other brands. So remember that, guys. A lot of Euro cans have similar fitting valves, but not all the valves are the same on Euro cans. So we would have to test every single brand next to each other, and it can be very time consuming. So this is a good benchmark for you guys, these Flame Oranges. They kind of have the pressure similar to the old Krylon cans, so they're not really high pressure, but they got that flow. And when you put a thin tip on it, it reminds me a lot of those old Krylon cans. So it's a good benchmark, and I gotta say, both of those caps did pretty darn good. I'd be happy with both. Now the original German outline, oh, that was a beautiful cap. It really did wonders on the old Krylon cans and the old Rusto. And it's rather unfortunate that Rust-Oleum is still pushing this male valve meme. These male valves that break when you drop your can off a ladder. You know what I'm talking about. And they give you such limited compatibility. That said, our buddies over at Sekt have found a way around it. So thank you very much, Sekt, and maybe I don't want them to change their valve because I want Sekt to keep making his adapters. As far as this adapter goes, it's a very useful adapter. You know, thankfully you're able to put your thin tips on there, your fat caps. I don't like them with fat caps so much. The adapter tends to lose a little bit of its pressure. So when you use a fat cap, the flare gets very skinny and long, and I just don't like the look of it. You know, it's purely aesthetic, but it works, it functions. Honestly, I think the New York Fat that comes on it is the best cap to use for it, for all around use. But obviously you want to use thin tips sometimes. And these German outline ones are such a good fit. Now, a couple thoughts about Rust-Oleum. Now, I know some of you guys got offended that I made fun of the Rusto in a previous video. I don't remember exactly what I said. I think writers are having Stockholm Syndrome, a case of Stockholm Syndrome with these kids. But I mean, you kind of are, man. Like, why are people so loyal to this brand? Now, get it, you know, some people rack it, some people buy it because it's convenient, and some colors, like this color is pretty darn good. It's a great shade. And hey, the stuff in the can is great, although it takes forever to dry, and if you want to do a layer over it, it's a real pain in the ass. But that's a feature. Nevertheless, the valve drives me nuts. The male valve, you know, the same valve that if you drop the can off a ladder, it snaps off and there's nothing you can do about it, you know, and that's a real pain in the ass. They do got some great shades, some better than others, and some are pretty damn watery. Actually, some of those Rusto colors are pretty damn watery, and some of them don't cover as well as others. So I think the whole Rusto is the best is kind of a myth. It's not really what it used to be. They could meet us halfway. They could create a paint that is for artists, a paint that you can use different caps on, a paint that maybe dries a little bit quicker. You know, those of you who painted freights in the wintertime, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is a nightmare sometimes, but it does last on the trains. That is true. That is true. So I don't know. We're gonna keep using it because we gotta use the adapters, we gotta use the caps on here. Why not alongside of these cans come out with a maybe you run a short color line, maybe 20 colors, female valve, compatibility with all those caps that we love, I think you find a lot of customers. So help us out. We'll help you out. So I guess that's it. We're gonna go ahead and close out the video. I just want to remind you guys that I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for following ArtPrimo. Thank you so much for following me at Green Ranger Reviews. Thank you so much for following at ArtPrimo Seattle, at ArtPrimo SF, and the main account at ArtPrimo. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off. We got some other videos to do, and we just gotta win, baby. We just gotta win. So remember, artprimo.com, 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 baby. 206-365-4083, 206-365-4083. You know the number? No? 206-365-4083. You got that? 206-365-4083. Give me a call. I'll take your order, baby. I'll take all the orders. I'll be wheeling and dealing. Money comes in, order goes out. Money comes in, order goes out. It's like an infinity loop, baby. Infinity loop. People say they want a piece of the pie. We a pie factory, baby. Infinite pies. Infinite loops of pies. Everyone could be a part of that. Woo! Alright, I gotta go. I'll see you guys later.